Hey guys, welcome back to our weekly live event. Hey guys, welcome back to our weekly live event where basically I go over finance, accounting, insurance, real estate, investing, business creation. Any of the questions you guys have, I'm happy to answer. We're both live on IG. And what's up, guys? What's up, Celia? What's up, Noah? Send some money. How'd you send some money? Get into some of these deals. What's up, guys? Good to see everybody again. Thanks for all the love. Again, on YouTube, the connection is a lot better than IG. On IG, it actually drops consistently. So get on YouTube, send your questions in. I'm gonna try to go live on either IG or YouTube, and answer questions face to face. But things have been dropping. So thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for all the love. I appreciate all the positive feedback. What's up, doggo? How's your guys' day been? Had a long day, tiring day. Got a bunch of more stuff I have to do. It's tax season. I have an accounting firm. We do taxes, bookkeeping, payroll for companies and individuals. So we're pretty busy right now. What's up, J Stacks? Welcome back. Thank you. All right, I'll make sure to answer all of your questions. What's up, guys? Good to see everybody on here. Again, seems like the connection drops a lot on IG. So jump onto YouTube. The connection should be a lot better. I had to log in and out 20 times last time for IG because it keeps on losing the connection. So I hope everyone had a great day. If you guys are ready, start plugging in your questions so I can answer them. Either request to go live, put in your questions in the question section, or put in the DM. That's the last spot. First questions I'm going to answer are on the YouTube section, and I'm going to make sure to try to get everybody's questions. So it's going to be a good year. We got to be prepared for it. Now, to answer the first question I got here from Doggo says, how to prepare for 2020 recession. All right. So historically speaking, the 2020, historically speaking, let me back it up a little bit. A lot of people out there know that we had gone through probably a 12-year bull market, which has been awesome. But normally, historically, every 7 years, we have a pullback, right? We have a correction in a way, which is normal. It's healthy, right? That's good. It's not been 12 years. So that's kind of a problem. So it's a problem because normally when that happens, it goes too long, the correction is harder. Do I really think it's going to be that hard? I don't think it's going to be that hard. But we have to prepare for it. Now, historically, the year of an election, there isn't a correction, right? So we should, and most people that I've spoken to and listened to said that we're not going to have anything, unlikely for anything to happen this year, right? Any type of correction happen this year. Now, historically speaking, and I'm not picking political sides here, I'm just talking about historically, whoever is in office, if they get reelected, normally that following year is still pretty good. Okay? Also, what's the other option, right? Because I don't know who's going to get elected, right? I don't have can't see the future. But if an incumbent wins, right? The existing president doesn't get the renewal. Historically, usually right after election, something significant happens and the market goes down. So the question is, if history rhymes, right? History doesn't repeat itself, but history does rhyme, right? It has a pattern. If history does rhyme, then if Trump gets reelected, then the following year should still be pretty good. If Trump doesn't get reelected, according to history, if the current president doesn't get reelected, then historically speaking, then the market goes down. So that is what history says, right? And that's basically what we should kind of keep an eye on. Great question, Doggo. Jay Stacks has a question here. Jay says, so does your tenants pay gas, electric, water, or how does that work exactly? So Jay, the good part is you pick, right? You get to pick utilities, and my rent is without utilities. Now, sometimes obviously you're going to reduce your price a little bit to not have it in your name. That makes it easier because now you're not paying the bill for the tenant. And if the tenant has a very high bill, that's on them. That's not on you. So that's the good part. Now, some properties like the Airbnbs, you don't have an option. You're going to have everything included. So electric, gas, water, sewer, trash, everything is included in the rent. And you pay for everything, and then you include it in the price that they pay. They pay one lump sum to you for the rent with all utilities included. So guys, for you on IG, just so you know, I'm on YouTube. On YouTube, the connection's a lot better, and it doesn't drop people. Some people will say that they have issues with IG's connection. Great question, Jay. Daniel Johnson has a question. He says, how to start investing if you're broke? AF. So it says, next thing he says, how to start from the bottom. So Daniel, I started from the bottom. I started with really no money, but I worked. I worked a lot. I worked sometimes as much as 100 hours. I saved every single penny. I would flip Pokemon cards. I would flip coins. I would flip comic books, video games. I would start investing in stocks, and then I would like hold onto stocks and sell them after a while for a profit. But most of all, I saved my money. I didn't really eat out, right? I didn't eat out. I didn't really drink that often. I didn't smoke. Smoking is like one of the most wasteful thing, right? Right now, what is a pack of cigarettes? $8. Some people smoke a pack a day. That's $8 times 365 days in a year. That's a lot of money to waste. So, you got to be conscious of those items, and you might not realize it, but it's a lot of money when you put into it, especially when you're giving up that money is no longer being invested. So you save that money up, and you will then be able to continually invest. And at the beginning, that $1,000 you saved in that 1 year isn't much. The next year is going to be more. Next year it's going to be 2,000. But that year it's growing by like say 7%. That 2,000 becomes 2,140. You add more cash to it. You add more cash to it. You invest and you increase. Sometimes, as you're learning how to invest, it decreases. You'll make some mistakes. You'll lose money on deals. It happens. You'll open a business up. You'll make a lot more money. You might quit your job and do the business, and then the business goes down. You'll lose. Part of this, like in any sport, and I think business is a sport. I think investing is a sport. That's how I see it. In any sport, along the way, you lose sometimes. And you only really lose is if you give up. So you need to continue learning and adding. And when you start from the bottom, you're building all of those foundational things that you need to know. You're building those things that are going to build your core and build your knowledge base. So then maybe on that one business, it didn't go get good. On the next business, you'll have all of the experience from your prior business and to be able to move forward. The marketing and so on. So you'll be able to apply it. So like right now, what I'm doing in my different businesses, I'm taking the knowledge I've learned from all my other businesses and apply it to the new business. So let's see what question Brandon has for us. Yeah, didn't work out. Again, guys on YouTube, on IG, YouTube's a lot better connection. Jump on there. It's going to be a lot better. So next question here on YouTube, Doggo says, another question about the recession. How to plan and to be ready for it when, if it ever happens. Okay, so there's going to be a correction. Let's say it's not, maybe not in a year, it might be in 2 years, but at some point in time, believe that there will be one, right? And I'm not saying that because I'm a negative person. I'm actually an optimist. I'm an investor. I'm an optimist. Optimists do better than pessimists. But something's going to happen. And what we have to do is be prepared for that something to happen, right? So what we want to do, we want to get our cash positions good. We want to start saving up more money. We want to pay off our debt that does, okay? If you have student debt, try to drop it to the lowest amount possible for monthly payments so you can catch up your cash reserves. Because paying off your student debt isn't going to help you when you need cash to buy a multi-unit property or to invest when the stock market goes down. But if you have a 15, 20% interest credit card, you want to pay that off because you're never going to make 15, 20%. It's extremely unlikely for you to make 15 or 20% in the stock market. So, or in another investment, like I can, but I have a lot of experience. I can make 50% on my deals, but I have that experience. So you want to take that money, pay off your high interest credit cards, reduce all your other debt to low monthly payments. Try to do long-term debt on any investment properties you have. So what I'm doing is I'm refinancing my existing rental properties that I'm keeping, and I'm getting long-term steady debt on it. So I'm trying to get a 30-year mortgage that's fixed rate. So then if the market goes up and down, it won't matter to me because my debt is the same. I won't be called. That means they're not going to say, hey, you have to pay off this debt because we're not going to renew your loan. It's going to be steady. The rent's going to keep coming in because when the market goes down, the good news is people are still living. People are still staying in properties. So you're going to continue bringing in that money. And because you're going to continue bringing money, you have a steady cash flow. So when more deals come up, you can buy them. You'll have money. It is. Trust me. Don't think, oh, I knew this guy, right? He had, I think, $20,000 saved up, maybe $30,000 saved up. And he's like, oh, man, there's nothing out there to buy. There's nothing to do. There's no business to buy. So what did he do? He spent like $20,000, $30,000 and bought a car. Obviously, hard devaluation on a car. Car wasn't worth that much. Like right off the lot, it's not worth anything. Then, what happened? What always happens? A business came up for sale. A property came up for sale, and he was so mad he couldn't buy it. Happens to the best of us, you know? So be prepared now because things change, you know? And the YouTube video dropped. So that's why you should be on, let me say the IG video dropped. So that's why you should be on YouTube. So great question. Save up your money, pay off your long-term debt. That is what you should do to be prepared. Guys, like it's not working out on IG again, keeps on dropping, keeps on losing connection. I'm on YouTube. Jump onto YouTube and ask your questions. The connection is a lot better. So next question we have here. All right. Next question we have here on YouTube is from Daniel. It says, I can learn about investing and buying stocks from the internet. Yes, there's YouTube videos out there. If you DM me on Instagram, I will give you the list of books that I've read, the top different decisions. If you don't read, you're not going to be able to change the way you think. That means you're going to just keep on making the same mistakes and same decisions. Who you are today is not going to be able to help you get to who you want to be in the future. You have to change who you are today to become a new person in the future. And that new person is going to be able to do all, I'm sorry, IG's connection is bad, jump onto YouTube. So, 1 second. Next question from Daniel is, thank you very much for your answer. Really appreciate that. It motivates me. I appreciate it, Daniel. I'm here for you, brother. Everybody on IG, connection sucks. Jump onto YouTube. It's way better. It's at Pascal Corcus. All right. So Clark has a question. He says, hey, brother, when did you decide it was good time to move into a personal home while having rental Airbnb property? I had like 27 units. So I had a lot. But actually hey guys, on IG, jump onto YouTube. The connection's not really great over there. It's dropping. I had 20 something units, and I did move into a condo first because I was trying to be conservative. Then I moved into a house, and then a bigger condo, then a house. But like I said, I don't advise people to buy a condo first. I buy everybody to buy multifamilies like I did. Eventually, you're going to get your own single unit. But even when I did, I still was conservative with it, and then eventually got a nice big house. But now I have a nice big house. It's like almost 3,300 square feet, almost on 3/4 of an acre, 3-car garage, 5 bedrooms, right? It's nice, but I waited. Some people want to get something nice now. The longer you wait before you get fancy, the better it is for you. All right, great question, Clark. Brandon has a question. He says, what do you think about storage units? I love storage units. Storage units are a great business, great rentals. With storage units, the issue that you have with them is that they're expensive right now, just like everything, right? They're really expensive. If you can get in and get a good deal on it, it's definitely worth it, right? Storage units are the way to go if you can buy. Where in real estate, most of your profit you're going to make is in the buy. You buy at a good price. As long as you can buy it at a good price, and then on top of that, you can do some value add, you're going to make a lot of profit. So, but storage units overall, I like them because even in a down market, storage units still perform very well. Because what happens is people sell a big house or get evicted or lose it, then they have to move their stuff into storage when they move into a smaller one. And then if on a storage unit, so you have a small locker and it's like $89 a month. If you increase the rent $10 a month, right? That's 11-12% increase year over year. Who's going to move over $10 a month? Nobody. No one's going to move to somewhere else over $10 a month. It's too much work to rent a U-Haul and move it. So lots of opportunity to increase rents as well. So great question. I like storage units. Guys, thanks for all of the thumbs up and the likes and the hearts. I appreciate all the positive feedback. Continue doing that. Doggo says, thoughts on Grant Cardone and Ben Malala. So conceptual Grant Cardone is great, right? I don't know about the Ben guy, and I don't like his fund because his return on investment, if you read online, is only like 3 or 4%. So I'm actually looking to open up my own investment group, and I'm going to be offering like 8%. So how come his is so much less than mine? He'll buy a property that's fully finished as is and just rents it, and he only really calculates the increase of rents every year, the roughly 3% rent increase every year. And that forces the property value to go up on these big projects, which is nice. But he's not doing value add deals. He's not doing any type of heavy lift. So like, where are you going to get your huge appreciation? What did I say? You make your money in the buy. He just buys whatever's available because he has so much money being thrown at him. So in my opinion, there's better return for your money. Do I like real estate better than the stock market? Yes. But do I think that he's really giving him a good return where there's a lot of other options? No, I think you can do better. But overall, conceptually, regarding real estate, I agree. Part two, what I don't agree with Grant Cardone is how he says you shouldn't own your own home. Okay. When Grant Cardone's talking about, you know, a $5-10 million home, okay, I agree with him. You should not own a $5 or $10 million home. You should be renting that type of property because you have to put down a lot of down payment for that type of property. But for you guys to buy a fourplex and only have to put down 3.5%, and you live on one side and you rent out the other three, the return on investment, the multiplier on your money is huge. So I would not agree with him. I think you should own your own real estate. And even for me, I bought my property. It was like over $500,000. I put down 100,000. So be like, oh, he'll be like, look, you're not getting much money for your $100,000 down. You should take that 100,000 and put it into another piece of property. Well, because it's a home-owned property. I mean, I live in a property, so it's owner-occupied property. In an owner-occupied property, you can go to the bank and get a line of credit, right? It's a second loan. It's a line of credit on the property for up to 100% loan to value. So then I go to the bank and I say, all right, give me the 100,000 back. I now have no money into this property. I have my 100,000 back. I'm investing it somewhere else. They're charging me like 4 to 6% interest. I'm using that money. I'm making 25% interest on it. All of the interest I'm paying is tax deductible. It has ability to be tax deductible. Hey guys on IG, thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the likes. You guys too on YouTube, I appreciate it. The thumbs up. Now, I'm writing off the expense for the interest, or have the ability to write off the expense of the interest on the line of credit. I have the ability to write off the interest expense for the first mortgage. I have the ability to write off the taxes on the property that I'm living in as well. I'm able to write all that off. How much can you write off of your rent? That's right, nothing. You can't write off your rent on your tax return. You don't even have the ability to. You can't always write off your home interest in taxes because you have to be able to itemize your deductions. But I have the ability to, and normally my amount of money that I'm spending and donations and everything else, my itemized deductions are high enough that I can, and it is beneficial to me. So not only am I living in this house that's going up in value that I have no money in, I am also getting all these tax deductions on it as well. I'm building my wealth, right? I bought it a few years ago for like 4 something. That's already worth 5 something. So, and even if it went down, right? But like Pascal, the market's going to go down. What if it goes down? It's possible, right? It's likely. But at that point, what's going to happen? My rent would be more than my mortgage, taxes, and insurance on this property because I fixed my expense. I locked it in, and I'm good for the long haul. People on IG, thank you for watching. The connection's not that great. Somehow it's dropping people. So come over to YouTube. The connection's really strong. We're having all the questions. I'm answering the questions on here too. So if you want to ask a question, come on to YouTube. All the YouTube questions are being answered. Guys, thank you for all the thumbs up. Please give us a thumbs up and leave a comment. I appreciate all the love. All right. Next question here. Let's see. Brandon Gordon, what is the best way you find deals if you're new? Honestly, you don't know what a good, first let's start here. You don't know what a good deal is, right? Oh, my YouTube channel is Pascal Corcus. And if you look on my IG account, link is in the bio. So if you go to the bio, just click on it, it'll take you right to there and you can join my live, follow, or subscribe, right? And first you need to study your market, guys, all right? Study your market. You need to know what's going on in your market. Because how do you know what a good deal is first, right? You will not know what a good deal is, you know? So study your market. Find out what a good deal is. Now that you know what a good deal is, you can then know you can know when it comes up. So I buy most of my properties when it come on the MLS, multiple listing system, which is what all the realtors have connection to. I am not a realtor, but I know some realtors, and basically when something comes up for sale, their system automatically will shoot it to me directly. So the minute it goes up as listed, it'll come to me and I'll be able to look at it. And that's one way. I send out letters. I mail people to buy properties, right? That's something I do as well. So excuse me, lots of different ways. Sometimes word of mouth. I've gotten some deals word of mouth just because I'm working on one property and someone talks about selling a property, and I'll ask them if they want to sell. Ask, talk, build relationships. The more you talk, the more you ask, the more you'll find. So guys, on IG, YouTube connection is a lot better. Come check it out. I'm asking all the questions on there. So, great question. J Stack says, okay, so as far as your tenants do, they pay their own electric, gas, electric, water. What is the best way to go to? So I have an idea on what I should charge my tenants. Normally, I try to give them everything that is possible. They pay their own electric almost 100% of the time, unless it's Airbnb. Now, regarding water, if you have 4 units and you only have 1 water connection, then you're going to have to pay the water, sewer, and garbage in your name, and then just include that into your rent, right? If they have separate water meters, then I would try to separate it out. Guys, the connection on YouTube is a lot better than IG. Come check me out here. Celia, don't be so stubborn. Come, YouTube. Here. So, yes, the least you can keep in your name, the better. Because the worst thing is when they have a super high water bill, they'll try to blame it on you. No, if the water was high or the toilet was leaking, you should have told me. I would have gotten it fixed, but you didn't. So now the water bill is high. You have to eat that cost. All right, Daniel. Daniel's question is, when did you start your business? How old are you now? Okay, so when I first wanted to get into real estate, I was 14 years old. I wasn't able to do my first deal until I was 19, and I am now 34 years old. Clark says, in a business standpoint, do you personally want to pay off your own home ASAP or doing a 30-year to invest more in rental units? So I'm going to talk about personal finance, right? A home loan is like in the 3-4% range. That is cheap money. In my opinion, that is free money, right? When you're getting 3% loan, 4% loan, that's free money. 5%, 6%, that's still cheap money. Because if you're doing it right, you'll be able to earn significantly more outside. So I'm normally earning a minimum of cash on cash, 25% on my deals, right? So 25% cash on cash. Why would I want to pay off a 4% loan instead of putting my money out in the market and making 25% on it? Let's talk about $1,000, right? Why would I pay down my home loan $1,000 when I can go and make 25% on it? I just gave up 21% in profit. That's not a smart idea. Plus, here's a big idea, guys. Here's a big thing that people don't get. You have a 30-year mortgage. You're paying it down. You're paying it down. You're paying it down, right? You're 5 years in, you paid down a lot of your mortgage. You don't have very much in savings. You don't have many other investments. Shit just hit the fan. The market just tanked. At the same time, you lost your job. You now do not have a savings or much of a savings. What are you doing? How are you going to pay your regular mortgage payment? Where is your second source of income? Third source of income? Fourth, fifth source of income? Where is it? You don't have it, right? You're stuck. And what people end up having happen is they end up losing their property because they don't have money to pay their payment, but they spent all this time paying it down. What is that called? It's called house rich, cash poor. You don't want to be that person. Everybody on IG, thanks for watching. Please watch on YouTube because the connection is stronger. I don't want everyone to keep on getting dropped. The answers are all the questions on YouTube are being answered. So, house rich, cash poor, you end up losing your house. It's a problem. I don't want that problem for you. So, and your asset, the 25% cash on cash, is not considering the fact that the asset's appreciating every year, mostly because of the fact that the dollar keeps on getting devaluated, so the asset keeps on getting bigger. Part two, any loan you have today, in 10 years, say you had $1 million loan today. In 10 years, hypothetically, you had the same $1 million loan. Because the government printed so much money, that $1 million is not worth as much anymore. So that means that $1 million you owe, it's easier to pay back. So what you want to do, you want to wait as long as possible before you pay off that loan. But you have to make sure your cash flow is right. As long as you have your good cash flow, you're going to be good. So just make sure the cash flow is right so you can make your payments and push it off as long as possible. If I could get all interest-only loans, no principal payments, I would do it. It's not really possible, right, to get those type of loans now. It's not as easy. But the point is this, because I want to pay the principal back, the money back as far forward in the future as possible, because the money is going to be worth less, right? Think about it. Back in the day, you'd be able to buy a chocolate bar for what, 50 cents? When I was a kid, they'd be like, oh, chocolate bar is 50 cents. I remember old people would say, I would remember when the chocolate bar was 5 cents, 10 cents. The old people would say that, 5 cents, 10 cents. When I was buying it, when I was a kid, it was 50 cents. Today, where are we at? Today, we're buying chocolate bars for $1.50 to $2 for the same one that I used to buy at 50 cents. And two, the ones I was buying were more like real. It was real stuff. Today, it's man-made, synthetic candy, synthetic peanuts, synthetic. You can't even eat peanuts anymore because you're allergic. And it's synthetic chocolate, and the shit's $2. So my point is this. You can see the chocolate didn't get more expensive, guys. The caramel didn't get more expensive. What happened is the dollar got devaluated, so it cost more dollars to buy the same stuff. This is the game I'm trying to teach you. Is in real estate, not only is the property value going up, not only are you getting cash flow from the tenants, it's a hedge against the dollar because you're holding assets that go up when the dollar goes down. And you have a loan that also is another hedge against the dollar. So you're protected multiple ways. Guys, on IG, the connection is not that great. Everyone's jumping onto YouTube. I'm answering the questions on YouTube. Really great combo, really great questions. So guys, if you like that explanation and that concept I just gave you guys, give me a thumbs up. All right. Hugo says, what is a tax write-off? So there's tax write-offs are when you have the ability to, when you spend money on something and the government says, because you spent money on this thing, put it on your tax return, and we're going to reduce it off of the amount of taxes you owe. So let's just say you made $100,000. The government says, okay, anything that's a tax write-off, put it here, and we're going to lower how much money you owe. So let's just say I paid $30,000 in interest in taxes for my home residence, which is a write-off. I can now, out of the $100,000, I only have to pay tax on $70,000 because the government said you don't have to pay tax now since you paid it on these things that we encourage. Now, let's just say you rented for $30,000, but you made $100,000. You cannot write off your $30,000 in rent. So now you have to pay tax on the full 100. The other part of this is that the highest bracket of your money is at the highest interest rate. So let's just say the top 30,000 that you just saved, that's your highest tax bracket that you would have owed on. So you actually save a significant amount of money. So you probably saved like $7,500 in taxes in that example by owning instead of renting. Next question here I have a lot of questions here. Clark, always do a 30-year. Yeah, I suggest always doing a 30-year. You have no leverage if you do short term. That's also correct. Daniel says, guys, when you say 30-year, mean passive income? No. So what he means by 30-year, he's saying a 30-year mortgage. A 30-year mortgage is what you should do. And because you have the option of a 30-year, 20-year, 15-year, 10-year, 30-year mortgage, what that does is it makes your payment very small because you're telling the bank, hey, I'll pay you back over 30 years. You shouldn't care about paying it back short faster. You don't want to pay it back faster because the money that you're borrowing is better that you don't pay it back faster. Because again, because of inflation, that money you owe is worth less every year and your assets worth more every year. You want to try to buy as many assets as possible, make sure they cash flow, and then slowly the debt you owe is going to be worth less, not even paying it down, but just its purchasing power reduces while the asset increases in value because it gains purchasing power. It's transferred. Good question. Cost. Brandon says, how did he get the capital to start off? Basically, I worked, 60 to 100 hours. I flipped Pokemon cards. I flipped coins. I video games. I bought and sold stocks. Just started with very, very little money, right? I used to make I saved up $32,000 by doing what I just said and working for like $8 an hour. I've never been paid more than $35,000 a year working for somebody else. Imagine, I built by the time I was 23, I had probably over $2 million in real estate. And I did that with making less than $35,000 a year. So it's not how much money you have, it's how much money you save. And out of what you save, how much you're reinvesting, right? It doesn't matter if you keep on putting money in your savings account if you're not actually going out there and reinvest. You must invest your money, right? That's how it's going to grow. Otherwise, you're going to work forever. You need to take the cash, little babies, you need to put them out to work. So the cash is now working for you, bringing you money. That money is bringing you, is going to bring you back more cash. Now you bring that cash and send it out. I'm constantly finding more ways to spend the money that I have to bring me more cash. This way, I have multiple flows of cash. So if anything ever stops, and it happens, where something stopped, and now it's not bringing me money anymore, I then find another way. So how can you invest with little money? You can invest by different ways. You can invest in the stock market. You can invest in with flipping items. You can invest in silver and gold. You could do a lot of different things by investing money. You can partner with other people and then invest in an investment group. There's many ways you can invest. Great questions, guys. Great question, guys. And then remember, IG, YouTube's connection is a lot better. I'm answering the questions that are on here. Jump on here. Now, So anyone who wants to know suggestions on books, if you DM me on IG or in this YouTube, once the video is over, you can go back in and put in the question. I'll put in the comments of what books you guys should read. Yeah, always use other people's money. All right. We're trying to figure the next question. Dago says, how to study your market now, what the good deals are. It's really where I live. It's such a hot market. So yes, it's basically a hot market everywhere, right? The fact is, it is a hot market everywhere. So what you have to do is go in to study your market. You have to go in and look at the deals that sold. Look at the condition they were in when they sold. And once you look at, say, 100 of them, you'll be able to see, you'll start to get an idea of what something is worth and before it was rehabbed and what it's worth after it's rehabbed. Rehab means fixed up. So then you can start getting an idea of what is it worth. So if you see, on average, and you can then drop it down to dollar per square foot. You can say, on average, it sells for this dollar per square foot, not rehabbed, and I'm able to get it for less than that amount. This looks like a pretty good deal, because it doesn't look like the repairs necessary are that much. And you basically make the money on the difference. Now, in the beginning, I didn't get those amazing deals, but I still made money on my deals because assets keep going up in price. And every time you're making your mortgage payment, the loan goes down in price. So then after a few years or 10 years, you sell the property, you're going to make the profit on it. So that's the good part about real estate investing. Even if you don't get a fire deal, you'll still make some money, right? Thank God I've never lost money in a real estate deal. I just went through like not making a lot of money or like broke even. All right. Arvin says, I just want to squat at a house. Can you help and explain squatters' rights? Squatters' rights are very difficult because squatters' right is this. Squatters' right is basically if you stay at a house, I think in Florida it's like 5 years. So if you stay at a property for 5 years and no one tells you to leave, it's yours for free. Even if it had a mortgage, does not matter. Whatever liens were on it is gone unless it was like a government lien, and it is yours because no one told you to leave. You basically said, hey, I sat here, no one took care of it, it's mine now. So that is squatters' right. Nowadays, there is so hard to find a property. You can't squat. You can't. There's squatters' rights. It's hard to do because people are running to get properties and they're looking for condemned properties. They're looking for beat up properties. They're sending letters to owners all the time, say, hey, I'll buy your property. And they're getting crazy money for crappy properties. So it's really hard to find a deal, which means it's also very hard to squat on a property, right? It's really hard to do to claim squatters' rights on a property nowadays. So, Arvin, honestly, there's way better ways to make money. You don't have to do it that way. Like by investing in real estate, you basically can win pretty easy. You just have to do it. You have to pull the trigger and do the work. Remember, guys, on IG, the connection is not that great. People keep on getting dropped. So YouTube, I'm here. Come check me out on there. And I'm answering questions on YouTube as well. Steven says, hey, Pascal, how much money do you make a year, average? It depends which company, right? I have an accounting firm. I have insurance agencies. I have the regular rentals. I have the Airbnb that I just started this year. So since you guys are really interested in my rental side of business, not like my insurance agencies and my accounting firm and all the other stuff I do, I net, like just from rental income, not flipping stuff and whatever, I net about $10,000 a month profit after my mortgage, taxes, insurance, fixing stuff, everything, all the fees. So I make like $10,000 a month just from rental income from long-term rentals, not Airbnb. My Airbnb, the thing I just started this year, a few months ago, I should be netting like $15,000 a month from that. So maybe as high as 20, depends on how things go. This is during peak season, so that's like sick money, right? For that, I don't know how it's going to be off peak. Off peak, things are going to change, right? I don't know how profitable that's going to be. So I have to see what's going to happen in May, June, July, when like things are really slow here. So it's just between those two are probably about $25,000 a month net to my pocket. It's pretty sweet. I mean, thank God. Remember, guys, what did I just tell you? I used to make $8 an hour, right? We're going to go back 14, 15 years. I was making $8 an hour. I was wiping crap off of toilet seats. I'm not joking. Literally a shit off of toilet seats. I would clean bathrooms, right? So it's not like I was born rich. It was not like I was born knowledgeable. I studied the books I tell you guys to study. I changed the way I thought. My parents they don't think rich. They think I'm crazy doing a lot of stuff I'm doing because they don't understand. So when you want your parents to change first and then you change, it isn't going to work. You have to change the way you think. And you have to plug yourself in and watch my videos again and again to drown out the rest of the world that's going to think like an employee, that's going to think like a tenant, right? You guys are here because I think you don't want to be a tenant. You don't want to be an employee. You want something more. Or maybe you want to be an employee, but you also want some rental incomes because you want to diversify. You want a retirement, right? So you need to understand that you can't think and listen to what they're saying because they're not going to really give you the advice to get the results that you want, that you're coming for. So you need to read those books to change the way you're thinking. Some of these books were written like 100 years ago. The concept still works today. It doesn't change, right? Those principles of think and grow rich, it has not changed. It still works today, right? How to win friends and influence people still works today. The golden rule hasn't really changed. You still works today. Treat people how you want to be treated. I'm helping you guys because people helped me. I'm helping you guys because I'm hoping that people above me will help me too, right? Give good, you get good. People have been good to me. I still sit with my mentor. I have one of my mentors, stupid rich, right? Great guy. He came to where I was at to have lunch with me. He didn't make me come to him. He came to me. And then I was going to pay, and he's like, no, you paid last time, I'm going to pay. So the guy went out of his way to see me and then paid for my lunch, right? It's really the thought. Neither of us need anybody to pay for our lunch. We're both comfortable. But the appreciation, the giving, right? You have to change the way you think. The abundance mindset. To think, I don't have enough money to do this, or I'm not able. Okay, maybe today you're not able to, but you must think, I will be able to, so you can change the way you think. You can change your frequency to the world, so you can draw in the positive energy, so you can start believing, I will do this one day, and you start looking for how to do it. Sorry, guys. So, guys, IG's connections spotty. Come on YouTube, answering questions here. So I think I said team, family, friend. So I saw my friend said, they said God, family, country. I agree. God, family, country. So next question. I'm gonna get off my podium and get back to my other. Let's get off the soapbox. So I get back on my other soapbox. All right. So money. Yeah. So again, those are just my rental money. That's not flipping. That's when I flip deals. That's inconsistent, right? I only count. This is another thing. Back to income, right? You asked me how much I bring in, 10,000 a month for my regular income. I only count that money. The Airbnb money, I don't really count it because sometimes it is a drop in a season. So that money is not consistent. You can't have your life based off of that additional money, right? You're going to have your job and you make your normal salary. You need to save and live off of that. If you get an annual bonus, you cannot spend that money because that money is not consistent. So that money needs to be as if you didn't even make it, you keep it and you reinvest it. So the Airbnb money, I don't really count that. The flipping money, I don't really count that because I take it away, put it, and I reinvest it. Because if it ain't consistent income that comes in every single month, and I can average off vacancy ratios and maintenance costs and those other factors, then after all that, that is the money that is kind of my money that I can spend and live on. Otherwise, what'll happen is the market is going to tank. You're going to have these super high expenses and not enough income to count it. And then you're going to have to start, as Warren Buffett says, if you buy things you don't need, soon you're going to sell things you need to pay for things that you didn't need. I kind of butchered that saying, but I think you get the point. And then have income from other sources as well. But next, back to the point. Hugo says, do you rehab really damaged properties or do you think it's too risky? Normally, Hugo, I only rehab the most damaged properties, to be honest with you. The ones that are not damaged that much, I don't do a half-assed job. I only do the most damaged properties that are very reduced in price, because when I go in, I'm going to do everything perfect because I don't sell crap, right? I put in the best quality stuff to make sure that whoever gets it is going to have a great home and it's really not going to have any issues for years and years. I don't put in crappy cabinets. I don't put in crappy anything. So I want to make sure it's done right. Like I just saw someone do a flip that I was looking at possibly doing. Instead of replacing roof, which they should have replaced the tile roof with a shingle roof, because the tile roof is super old, all they did was they painted the roof and they increased it $30,000 and resold it. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe you're going to make some money, but that to me is unethical. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to just paint a tile roof that should have been replaced and then try to resell and make 30,000 profit. Like, I don't think that's right. So that's me. Motivation says, okay, finally, Pascal, my question, how might I get $50K for down payment in less than 4 months? Line of credit, start own business, small loan, borrow people's money, any ideas? So you can, if you don't, 1, save your own money. 2, you can try to get a personal line of credit. 3, you could borrow money from other people. 4, you can start a business and work your ass off. I mean, if you're really working your ass off, you can make $10,000 a month. Cutting grass, cutting trees, pressure washing houses. These are high labor jobs that pay really well. If you pressure wash a house, you can make easy $300 a house. 2 houses a day, that's $600. The pressure washer costs you $150. It's soap and water. The water is provided by the homeowner. You just made $500 that day. Don't blow it on crazy stuff. You made $2,500 that week. That month you made $10,000. 4 months you made $40,000. Don't blow that money. Save it, right? If there's 2 people in the relationship, one person could spend their money to maintain the household, and the other person saving all the money to reinvest to grow the household, right? So, simple. Yes, people think we are crazy. Fine. Be an employee the rest of your life. Those fools. So let me say this. It is not a bad idea to be an employee. I'm not knocking employees. I was an employee for a very long time, and I would have stayed an employee if things in my life weren't different. But what I'm saying is, on top of being an employee, invest, secure your own future, lock down that if you lost your job, you're not worried because you got rental income coming in, and then whenever you can find another job. Because, hey, being an owner, you work 100 hours. You work a lot. So it takes a while before you can go from being starting a business to not having shown up that often. It takes a while. So Kareem says, what is the best site to find properties below market value where it has high profit returns? There isn't a site. There is no such thing as that. You think if there was let me tell you, the second that site pops up, all the investors are going to jump onto that site and bid up all the prices to market value. So when something comes up to market, you must immediately jump on it if it's a good deal. And I literally can see a deal and within a second know it's a good deal, and I'll call and I'll buy it within a few minutes to an hour of being on the market. Otherwise, it's already gone. Someone else bought it, or it becomes a bidding war and they bid it up almost to market value. So you must be fast, okay? You must mail people to try to get the deals. You must talk to people in the community to try to get these deals, right? Even foreclosures. A lot of foreclosures are more expensive than actual market deals, because on the actual market, I'll have a house that's already fixed, and I could buy a house already fixed cheaper than a foreclosed property that needs a lot of work. So by the time I buy it and fix it up, it costs more money than the house that's currently on the market that's, already fixed. The point is, what we've been saying is the market's crazy hot right now. And because it's so hot, that's why people are like, all right, this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. So that's why a lot of people are thinking about the market's going to have a correction, because it can't be that hot that long. Bro, foreclosures are everywhere. Banks are giving houses. Motivation, SZN. You tell me where the bank's giving away stuff. Because I have money sitting on the side and I don't have that many deals I can buy, right? I only find good deal once every 6 months. I wish I could buy a deal every 2 weeks. I can't. So you let me know where it is and then I'll buy it. Also, guys, if you find a deal in my market, I will give you a cut. If you find a deal in my market and you say, I don't want the money, I want to be a part owner, I want some, mailbox money, I'll give you a cut of the deal. I'll make you partner and I'll cut you a deal. You find a deal, you give it to me, and you'll be compensated either one time up front or you'll be compensated with being a part owner and collecting a check every month and then get paid out at the end when we sell the property. So that is how hard deals are. And that's how you find deals, by letting other people know. So a lot of people think, all right, you ready for this? A lot of people think that real estate is a solo game. It's not a solo game. It is a team game, right? Everyone has their position and everyone needs to play each position well, right? So everyone can win, but everyone has a position that they can play. Not everyone has the money, not everyone has experience, but some people have time and can make a lot of phone calls and meet a lot of people to see if they're willing to sell. And that's a way you can learn, because by you bringing the deals to somebody, they're going to analyze it and be like, it's not a good deal, or yeah, this is a good deal. And you learned along the way of why this is not a good deal, or why this is a good deal. And you're going to learn along the way. And that's how you can learn for free, by doing something for someone else. Provide a value. So Kareem says, didn't know that, mate. So Steven says, will the bank automatically give you a line of credit for your home once you're approved for the loan? So you're kind of confusing things with your question, the way you stated it. So let me clarify. It says, will the bank automatically give you a line of credit for the home once you are approved for the loan? You're confusing the first loan with the second loan. So when you buy a home, when you want to buy a home, you apply for a loan. When you apply for the loan and you're approved, the bank will let you buy the home. You must put a down payment on the home. Sometimes it's as little as 3.5%. And most of the time, you should try to put down at least 20% down. You avoid private mortgage insurance and you get a better interest rate. At this point, you have this home, you have the loan, you put down the money, you closed, you are the owner of the home. Then, once you own the home, you then go apply for another loan, a second loan, with a different bank or the same bank. It doesn't matter. It does not have to be the same bank. Normally, it is not the same bank. You then can go get a line of credit. So you have a first mortgage, so you're getting a second mortgage, which is the line of credit. You then get that line of credit, and you can go as high as 100% loan to value, as long as your income justifies, can cover the loan expense. They'll give you, and as long as you're approved, and they might say, hey, we're not approving you for 100%, but we'll give you 90%. All right, fine. I'll take 90. I'll take whatever I can get. Thank you. Now, you don't have to pay any money on this line of credit until you take the money out. So you can let it sit there. You can have $100,000 at that line of credit available for you to take when you are ready to take it. And then when you find a good deal, you can take the money out and go and buy another deal. Or if you find a fire stock, like the market just tanked and Google just went down 30% for some crazy reason. Apple went down 30% for some crazy reason. Has nothing to do with the value of the stock or something bad happened in the company. Just the whole stock market tanked. When things tank and the stock market tanks, it's crazy. Everything will tank, right? But there's no justification that Google went down. No one's going to stop using Google. No one's going to stop buying iPhones if the whole market tanks, right? No one's going to stop Facebook. They're still using it. They're still using Amazon. So when it goes down hard like that, for companies that have a good justifiable reason, not giving stock opinions, and I'm not telling people how to invest, but I'm just saying in general, normally that's a buying. So what I did is I took the money out of my line of credit and would buy those stocks when they would tank, because I knew within, usually later, the price goes back up. and the price goes up way higher than the amount of interest I have to pay on the loan. But now I don't really do that as much. Now I buy real estate with it because I'm very good at real estate. And once you guys get good at real estate too, you can make a lot of profit and manage the properties better to be more profitable year after year. By using that money that you're only using, 3%, 4% line of credit, 6% line of credit, and you're making 25% year over year, it's good. Cash on cash. So next question is, how do you open into Grant a community for helping lower homes? So you can go, it's FHA loan, Federal Housing Administration, and it's first-time home buyers or low income. All those programs only require about 3.5% down, and they're pretty easy to buy a home. And or multi-unit prop. The first deal is the easiest for you to get. Try to get a fourplex. If you can't get a fourplex, get a threeplex or a twoplex. Something multi-unit, because you can bring in the rent from the other person. S People says, best way to start a community of no-income homes. I don't understand your question. Grant to establish services in a civil. So, okay, so you're asking for a special grant for these services. You have to go into your own community and ask them what their needs are and what's available, because every single city has their own requirements, own deals, own programs. So I can't just say, hey, this is what you do, and it works across everywhere. You have to go and see what is available and what's necessary. A lot of times you can get grants to build homes for low-income individuals because it's something that's really needed. So you have to investigate what's available in your cities. All right, guys. Again, questions on, I'm answering all the questions here on the live on YouTube. IG's been pretty spotty. And question here says, do you support Donald Trump? I actually think he did a really good job tax-wise. Your taxes went down a lot with the decisions he did. I own an accounting firm, so I see it. The taxes went down a lot. Anyone who owns an LLC, the top 20% is not taxed, just removed automatically. This is for anyone that thinks it's under like $500,000 of income or $250,000 of income. So reduce taxes significantly for a lot of people. Increase the standard deduction to like $24,000. That's a significant impact for people. So tax-wise, business-wise, is done very well. All right. What other questions you guys have? What other questions do you guys have? Hugo says, do you think using FHA loans are risky? No, I wouldn't think they are risky. A loan, cash, loans and cash are not real, right? They're fake. It doesn't exist. Like, I know it sounds weird, right? But they're things that exist, but they're not like, they don't have power. They're nor good or evil, right? They have nothing. So if you use cash or loans for bad, it is bad. If you use it for good, it is good. Student loans. Everyone makes student loans sound like they are horrible things. All right, follow me here. Student loan is neither bad nor good. Now, if you went to college and you took out all the student loans so you could live in a fraternity, drink every weekend, not study, fail out of class, take a class 3 or 4 times because you didn't even care to study, then you're going to find out you owe all this money and you're going to have nothing to show for it. I think you're going to hate your life because you're like, wow, I owe this money and I have nothing to show for it. That would make you feel like student loans are bad. And if you went for some major that doesn't have a job related to it, you're going to feel like it was a waste. Now, if you used your student loans to go and be a professional, a nurse, and you practiced in nursing and you kept that career, a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, some type of professional, and you kept that career, and you didn't blow the extra money they gave you for all the extracurricular activities, then you're going to feel it was worth it. They gave me a low interest rate loan. They provided me this assistance. So you can choose to be good or bad. That is your choice. Now, back to FHA loans. If you can't afford to put the down payment on a house, they're willing to charge you more interest in PMI to take on the risk, but you have to pay for it. As long as the payment for your mortgage, taxes, insurance, and everything else is less than rent, I don't think why it should bother you. Yes, you're paying private mortgage insurance because it's protecting the banker because you didn't put down much money. Yes, but why should that bother you? That someone's making money or you're paying insurance for someone else to protect them because they're willing to help you. Shouldn't bother you. You should be happy to pay someone money and let them profit. You should be happy. Because one, if you're not happy to let someone else profit, that means how are you ever going to psychologically allow anyone else to help you profit? That means you think like there's not enough money out there. You think that there's everything's so bad that they can't profit because if they profit, that means it's hurting me. No one's getting hurt. They're helping you. You should let them profit. What you should be deciding is this: is owning a home right for me or not? That's what you should be deciding. Because if you find out that owning this home costs more than renting, then you shouldn't be owning it. That's why you should be buying a multi-unit property. Because then you would be looking at it differently because these other units are paying rent. Between their rent and the money you're saving in rent together is a net profit. Let them collect their private mortgage insurance. Let them collect a higher interest rate. Because after a year or two, when the property goes up in value, you can do a refinance because now the property went up in value. Your current loan should be under 80%, and then they're going to remove private mortgage insurance. You're going to get a lower interest rate. Then you will benefit because you were faithful up front and you get the benefit later. That's how it works. You do things now and later you get the benefit for it. All right. Kareem has a question. What would you say is a rough amount you need to buy a house and renovate to good standard? Kareem, like that is like the most super difficult question to ask because how do I know what's wrong with the house, right? So first, down payment, if you're going to occupy a property, first time home buyer 3.5%. So if you're buying a property for $400,000, you're going to need about $14,000 plus $5,000 in closing costs. So you're going to need $19,000. So, and then what's wrong? Painting the outside. Well, good paint's going to cost you at least $1,000. Then you're going to have to paint the inside. So it starts small. As you're collecting more money in rent, constantly upgrade the property. Constantly make it better because that's going to increase your rent. As you increase rent, it increases your property value. Look at the roof. If the roof's very bad, ask for credit because it's going to be very expensive to change a roof. So as you go and you start studying, you're going to figure out what it costs to fix certain things. All right. Next question here. Doggo, what do you think your I-8 was a good decision? Would you do it again? So Doggo, if you watch back the video I made like 5 months ago, I explained how I basically got the I-8 for free. Okay, how did I get it for free? I bought a duplex, and the money I profit on the duplex is more than double what my payment is. It's almost double what my payment is for the I-8. So I didn't buy the I-8. I bought a duplex. It's paying me payments, and that payment I'm using to make payments on a loan for the I-8. I didn't pay cash for the I-8 because it's a waste of money if I paid cash. I have like a 3.5% interest rate or a 4% interest rate on the I-8. Why would I pay all that money cash? I'm using that cash to buy more properties to do more deals. So that money from that property is paying for that payment. Now, would it be better for me to drive a 1998 Toyota Camry that is great condition and it's going to be fine? Yeah, it would be probably financially conservative. But at the same time, if one of the things I realized recently is that if I'm in a good mood, I perform better, right? That's me. Now, we shouldn't always be buying ourselves shit, because when I was younger, I did not buy myself stuff. So, like, I was very conservative and waited till I got something really nice. But eventually, you got to treat yourself. Now, if you're like Warren Buffett and you don't leave the house like ever, and you're always reading books because that's what you enjoy doing, and you buy a car and you own it for 17 years, that's cool. My truck's like that. I've had my truck for 12 years and I'm fine. I don't really need another truck. I'm cool with it. I'm not going to sell it. But, is it an investment? No, it is not an investment. But you need to live, enjoy yourself, Hugo says, did you use your degree, or do you think it is worth to get a degree and start investing in real estate? One, you do not need a degree to invest in real estate. You don't even need a real estate license to invest in real estate. I don't have a license. Did I use my degree? Yeah, I used my degree. I have an accounting firm. I have an accounting degree. College is not going to make you successful. You are going to make yourself successful by how hard you work. College is an opportunity to be successful in a certain route. Is that route going to work for you? It depends what you're going for. If you're saying my goal is to be a real estate investor, then I don't see why you need to go to college, right? Because you don't need a college to be a real estate agent or a mortgage broker or a title agent, which are very common things to do to be around to invest in real estate, or to be in construction, right? Most real estate investors are actually in construction. They're actually not real estate agents. Very few real estate agents are investors. So construction is usually big investors. They do a lot. So it's not that. No, you don't need a degree. Motivation says, Hugo, degree is good for most people who are lost and don't know how to create money. I found accounting class and the most helpful in understanding financial education. Accounting classes are good. Finance classes are good, right? So I wouldn't say degree is good for people who are lost, because that's a problem. Degrees are the worst thing for the people who are lost. They're the worst thing. Why? Because people keep changing their major and spending all this time and money, and they don't know what they want. What you really need to do is just start going volunteering and working for free at different places to see if you like it. Because if you like it, you're willing to put in the 60, 80, 100 hours to be successful. And that's what it takes to be successful. So last question before I end it for tonight. So guys, please like, comment, thumbs up, subscribe, invite your friends. I really appreciate all the love. Every Wednesday and Sunday nights, I go live for you guys. Watch all the other videos. They're going to make you better. They're going to make you stronger. They're going to make you smarter. They increase your gut strength. You need it. Watch them again and again. They will build your strength. They'll build your confidence. If there's anything, other videos you want me to make, let me know, and I'll start producing those videos. Last question for the night. Pascal, you should do a day in the life of a real estate investor. I think it would be so cool to watch. I was going to property, buying, flipping, renting. It would be awesome. Doggo, I'm on IG. My IG is a day in the life of an investor, the story. My story shows everything that I do basically in the day. So watch my story, and then you're going to see what a day in the life. You're going to see all the different things that happens. Sometimes I'll tell you about the BS that happens, all the different stuff. So, yeah. If you guys need books, send me a DM. I'll send you a list of the books that I suggest everyone to read. Normally there's like 5 key books I would suggest. Everybody, again, thanks for all the love. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great night.